Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel on Engineering Mathematics by Dr. Navneet. Friends, in this video lecture we are going to solve the example based on the property of a Jacobian. Friends, in our previous video lecture already we solved some example based on this property of Jacobian. Now let's take some more example based on this property. Before going to the example, once again let's try to learn the property of Jacobian. So this property says that if J denote the Jacobian of xy with respect to uv and Z dash denote the Jacobian of uv with respect to xy, then J into Z dash is 1. So this is one of the important property of Jacobian. In mathematical notation form, we say that if J is the Jacobian of xy with respect to uv, then its definition is functional determinant of partiality of x with respect to u and v and partiality of y with respect to u and v. Similarly, J dash is the Jacobian of uv with respect to xy, then its definition is functional determinant of partiality of u with respect to xy and partiality of v with respect to xy, then J into Z dash is 1. So this is for the two independent variable. Then same concept is applicable for three independent variable. If J is the Jacobian of xyz with respect to u v w, then its definition is determine partiality of x with respect to u v w. Similarly, partiality of y with respect to u v w and partiality of z with respect to u v w. So this is the definition of J. So here J is for Jacobian. Then J dash is the Jacobian of u v w with respect to xyz and its definition is determinant partiality of u with respect to x y z, partiality of v with respect to x y z and partiality of w with respect to xyz. So then the value of J into Z dash is 1. So this is the property of Jacobian. Now based on this property, let's take the example. So here example is, if we write x is equal to e raised to v, then this is sec of u, and the value of y is e raised to v, then tan of u, then question is show that so this is J into Z dash is 1. So this is the question. That means show that Jacobian of xy with respect to uv and Jacobian of uv with respect to xy is 1. So this is one of the important property of Jacobian. Now friends, here first try to understand that. So here x and y are dependent variable and u and v are independent variable, because the value of x and y depend on the value of u and v. So that's why x, y are dependent, which depend on the value of u and v, and here u and v are independent variable. So now very first thing is that, so to find the value of J, so here J stand for Jacobian of xy with respect to u v. So just find out this Jacobian. Now friends, we know that according to the definition, we can write Jacobian of xy with respect to uv as, so this is partiality of x with respect to u, partiality of x with respect to v, similarly partiality of y with respect to u, partiality of y with respect to v. So this is the definition of Jacobian. Now friends, to solve the example based on this definition, that means find out the partiality of x with respect to u and v, similarly find out the partiality of y with respect to u and v. So here the value of x is given, so value of x is e raised to v, then this is sec of u, and that of y is given as e raised to v, then this is tan of u. Now friends, find out the partiality of x with respect to u, partiality of x with respect to u equal to. So when we take the partiality with respect to u, that means v is constant, right? So now v is constant, that means we can write this e raised to v term as it is, which is constant because we are taking derivative with respect to u. Then derivative of sec u, we know that derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So according to that formula, we can write this as sec u tan u. Then once again take the partial derivative of x with respect to v. When we take the partial derivative with respect to v, that means u is constant. So that means here the value of sec u is constant. Then derivative of e raised to v. So derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. According to that formula, we can write derivative of e raised to v as e raised to v. Then this term is constant. Now similarly, let's take the partial derivative of y with respect to u. When we take the partial derivative of y with respect to u, then the term e raised to v is constant. Then we know the derivative of tan x. Derivative of tan x is sec square x. According to that formula, we can write this as sec square of u. Similarly, find out the partial derivative of y with respect to v. So when we take the partial derivative with respect to v, then here the value of this tan u is constant. Then again derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x according to that formula. So derivative partial derivative of e raised to v is e raised to v. So in this way we get the derivative. Put all this value in this equation. So therefore we get the value of j, which is equal to partial derivative of x with respect to u is e raised to v. Then this is sec u tan u. Then partial derivative is this is e raised to v, then this is sec u. Similarly, so we can write this as e raised to v, then this is sec square u, then this is e raised to v, then tan of u. Now let's simplify this determinant by our traditional method. So we can write this as, so take the product of these two terms. So e raised to v is, so we can write this as e raised to 2v, then this is sec of u, then tan square of u. So after taking the product of these two terms, so sec u tan u is tan square u. Then this is minus, then this is e raised to v. That means we can write this as e raised to 2v. Then this is sec square and this is sec. That means we can write this as sec cube of u. Now friends, once again if we try to simplify this, then from this term we get here that e raised to 2v is common from first and second term. Moreover, this sec of u is also common. So we can write this as sec of u. Then remaining term is, this is tan square u minus this is sec square u. So but here we know the formula. So formula is sec square theta minus tan square theta is 1. So here we get this as tan square theta minus sec square theta. So if we reverse the term after taking minus sign common, so that we get this as minus e raised to 2v, then this is sec of u, then this become sec square of u minus this is tan square of u. So according to this formula, so we get the value of this term as 1, and finally we reach to the answer as e raised to minus 2v into this is sec of u. So but friends, here if we consider this formula, so here we mention that x is equal to e raised to v sec u. If we apply this concept here, then so this minus sign is here. So then this become minus e raised to v. So we split this e raised to 2v into the two parts. So e raised to v, then this is e raised to v, then this is sec of u, which is minus e raised to v into x. So this is minus e raised to v into, so e raised to v, then sec of u is x. So we get this as minus e raised to v into x. So this is the value of Jacobian. So for our simplicity, we write here as, so is equal to minus e raised to v into x. Similarly, let's find out the, now this is the value of Jacobian of xy with respect to uv. Now let's find out the value of z dash. So now here first define the value of z dash. Let's define the value of z dash. So here z dash is defined as z dash is equal to Jacobian of uv with respect to this is xy, which is defined as, so according to the definition we can write this as partial derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative of u with respect to y. Similarly, partial derivative of v with respect to x, partial derivative of v with respect to y. So now just find out this Jacobian. So if we try to find this Jacobian, so we require the value of u and v. So here the given value is x is equal to, so x is equal to e raised to v, then this is sec of u, then y is e raised to v into tan of u. So now friends, here please try to understand that. So we require the partial derivative of u with respect to x and y. Similarly, we require the partial derivative of v with respect to x and y. But here given function is in terms of x and y. That means we have to simplify these two functions in such a way that we get the value of u and v. Then we will take the partial derivative. So now if we observe this function carefully, then here if we consider the value of e raised to v. So to find the value of u, so cancel the term v. So how the v term will get cancelled? So if we take the quotient of these two terms, so this e raised to v, this e raised to v will get cancelled. That means if we take the division of this term, so y upon x, so if we take the y upon x, then this become e raised to v, then tan of u divided by this is e raised to v into sec of u. So we take the quotient of these two terms, so that this e raised to v term will get cancelled. That means v will get removed from this equation. Now we know that this tan of u, that means this is sin of u upon cos of u divided by this is 1 upon cos of u. So this cos u term will get cancelled, and finally we get this as sin of u. So therefore we get the value of u is equal to, this is sin inverse y by x. So this is the value of u. Similarly, once again, if we try to calculate the value of u from this equation, then if we try to calculate the value of v from this equation, so here already we get the value of u. Now calculate the value of v. So to calculate the value of v, that means try to remove the value of u. So we know the concept. So value of sec square u minus this is tan square is equal to 1. So according to this property, so the value of u becomes 1 if we apply this property. Then here to get the value of sec square and to get the value of here tan square, make the square of these two terms. So we get this as x square is equal to e raised to 2v, then this is sec square of u. Similarly, we get this as y square equal to this is e raised to 2v into this is tan square of v. So if we take the subtraction of these two terms, then this is x square minus y square is equal to e raised to 2v. So this is e raised to 2v is here. Then we get this as sec square of u minus e raised to 2v into this is tan square of v. So if we take the term e raised to 2v common, then we get remaining term as this is sec square u minus tan square of, so this is tan square of u. So this is tan square of u. Then we get this as tan square of u. Now here, so value of this term according to the formula, so here sec square u minus tan square u is equal to 1, or we may call this as sec square theta minus tan square theta is 1. According to this formula, this value become 1. That means we get this as e raised to 2v. So therefore we can write this as e raised to 2v is equal to x square minus y square. But friends, here we are interested in the value of v. Here we get v in power of exponential function. Now to cancel this exponential function, take the log of both sides. So if we take the log of both sides, then we get this as e raised to v is equal to log of x square minus y square. We take the log of both sides, so log and exponential we get cancel, and this is log of x square minus y square. So therefore we can easily write the value of v as 1 upon 2 then log of x square minus y square. So in this way, we get the value of u and v. Friends, when we find the value of z dash, so given function is in terms of x and y, our first aim is to find the value of u and v after simplifying this equation. So for getting space for writing the example, so I will write the value of u and v here. So here the value of u is, so value of u is sine inverse y by x, and that of value of v is 1 upon 2 log of x square minus y square. So now let me clean this board so that we get the space to solve the example. Now friends, whatever u we are having here, so u is this is sine inverse y by x. Now take the partial derivative of u with respect to x and y. So if we take the partial derivative of u with respect to x, then we know that derivative of sine inverse x, which is, so derivative of this term with respect to x is 1 upon root of 1 minus x square. So apply this formula, so we can write this as, so this is 1 upon, this is root of 1 minus x square. So here x is denoted by y square upon x square, but this is other than x, so this term, so this bracketed term y upon x is other than x. So this y is constant, so derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. So we write this as minus this y as it is upon this is x square, right? Or for our simplicity, we will write in clear form. So this is root of 1 minus y square upon x square. Then derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. Then this y is constant, so this y as it is. So once again, if we try to simplify this term, then we get the answer of this term as minus y upon x square divided by, so this is root of x square minus y square divided by x square. So then if we once again try to simplify this, then this become y upon, so this x square, so this root x means after getting this root outside, x square outside the root term, we get this as x. So x and this x, we get this as x into root of x square minus y square. So after taking this x square outside the root, we get this as x. So one term will get cancelled and we get this as 1 upon x. So in this way, we get the value of partial derivative of u with respect to x. Similarly, find out the partial derivative of u with respect to y. When we take the partial derivative of u with respect to y, again same concept is applicable. So we can write this as root of 1 minus y square upon x square. Then here friends, we are taking partial derivative with respect to y, that means x is constant. So this is 1 upon x as it is, and the derivative of y with respect to y is 1. So here y upon x, so this is 1 upon x as it is, which is constant, and derivative of y with respect to y is 1. So now once again try to simplify this. So this is 1 upon x, then this is divided by root of x square minus y square upon x square. So friends, if we take this x square outside the root, then this become 1 upon x. Then this 1 upon x from numerator and denominator will get cancelled, and finally we reach to the term. So this is 1 upon root of x square minus y square. So in this way, we get the partial derivative of u with respect to y. Now friends, similarly, find out the partial derivative of v with respect to x. So if we try to find the derivative of v with respect to x, then here y is constant. So this 1 upon 2 is constant. Derivative of log x, which is 1 upon x. So according to this formula, we write this as x square minus y square. But this is other than x. So derivative of x square minus y square with respect to x by keeping y as constant is 2x. So this 2 will get cancelled, and we get this as x upon x square minus y square. Similarly, find out the partial derivative of v with respect to y. When we take the partial derivative with respect to y, that means x is constant. So derivative of log x is 1 upon x, that means 1 upon x square minus y square. But this is other than x. So derivative of x square minus y square with respect to y by keeping x as constant is minus 2y. Derivative of x square is 0, derivative of y square is 2y. So again these two will get cancelled and we get this as minus y upon this is x square minus y square. So in this way we get the partial derivative of u with respect to xy, partial derivative of v with respect to xy. Now put all this value in this equation number in this equation z dash. So if we try to put this value in this equation z dash, then we get the value of this determined as. So this is the partial derivative of u with respect to x, which is minus y upon x, then root of x square minus y square, then partial derivative of u with respect to y. So this value is 1 upon this is a root of x square minus y square. Similarly, partial derivative of v with respect to x is this is x upon this is x square minus y square, and this value is minus y upon x square minus y square. Right? So this is very simple. So only calculations are somehow complicated. Just simplify this term so that we can easily get the steps. So if we take the product of these two terms, then this is y into y. So this become y square. Then this minus minus become plus. So this become y square upon this is x. This x as it is. Then this is x square minus y square root. So root means this is 1/2 and this is 4 term, that means this is plus 1. So we get this power as x square minus y square. So we can write this as x square minus y square is 2. This is 2 plus 1, that means this is 3/2. So we can write the denominator of this term as x square minus y square raised to 3/2. Similarly, if we take the product of these two terms, then this is minus, then x into 1 is x in the numerator, divide by. So again in denominator this is root of x square minus y square. Root of x square minus y square means this is 1 upon 2. Then for this x square minus y square we write this power as 1. So once again if we try to simplify this, then we get this value as x square minus y square raised to 3/2. So once again friends, try to simplify here. So if we take this term common, if we take this term common, then we get this as x into x square minus y square raised to 3/2 common. But here x is additional, so take the product of this term. So we get this as y square minus x square. So we multiply this x by 2 this term because x is absent in the denominator, and we take this denominator as common. So once again if we reverse the term, so if we reverse the term, then we get this as x square minus y square divided by this is x into x square minus y square raised to 3/2. So that this x square minus y square and this x square minus y square term will get cancelled. That's why we reverse the sign of this equation. So once again if we try to simplify this term, then we get this as x square minus y square. So power of this term is 1. So if we take this 3/2 power in the numerator, so this become minus 3/2. So if we once again simplify, this is x square minus y square raised to. So if we take this denominator common, then this is 2 minus 3. So this is this power is minus 1/2. Minus 1/2, that means we get this as x square minus y square raised to minus 1/2. And this minus 1/2 indicate that this is minus 1 upon x square minus y square raised to 1/2. Right, this is the value minus as it is, then these two terms become 1/2, and this x term remains as it is. So this x term remains as it is. But friends, here please try to understand that so here we find the value of this x square y square. So here we get the value of x square y square, which is so x square y square, that means e raised to 2v is equal to x square minus y square. So this is the value of e raised to 2v. We already got this value after making the square of x and y. So if we apply this concept here, then this is e raised to 2v. Again, this is 1/2. That means if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon x, then e raised to 2v raised to 1 upon 2. So then this 2 will get cancelled, and this is minus 1 upon x into e raised to v. So in this way we get the value of z dash, so which is given by minus 1 upon x e raised to v. So now let's put this value here. So this is minus 1 upon x e raised to v. So now friends, this is, let's call this as equation number A and call this as equation number B. So from this equation A and B, so if we take the product of these two terms, then we get the property of Jacobian. So therefore from equation A and B, so we get value of j into z dash. So this is value of j, which is minus e raised to v into x, then value of z dash is minus 1 upon x e raised to v. So this minus become plus, then this e raised to v, this e raised to v, this x will be cancelled, and this value is 1. So therefore we can write this as j into z dash is. Now friends, let's take the next example. So example is, if x is equal to e raised to u, then suppose this is cos of v, and y is equal to, this is u e raised to u, then sine of v, then question is prove that z into z dash is 1. That means prove that j into j dash is 1. That means prove that Jacobian of xy with respect to uv is, and Jacobian of uv with respect to xy is 1. So or some people may write this term as show that Jacobian of xy with respect to uv into Jacobian of uv with respect to xy is 1. So both way it is possible to show that, either this way or show that j into z dash is 1. Now friends, this is one of the important question. Let's try to solve this example. So if we find the value of j, so here j stand for Jacobian. So but here observe that, so x and y are dependent variable and u and v are independent variable. So here j stand for Jacobian of xy with respect to uv, and which is defined as partial derivative of x with respect to u, partial derivative of x with respect to v. Similarly, partial derivative of y with respect to u, partial derivative of y with respect to v. So to get this determined, that means to get the value of j, let's find out all these partial derivative. So friends, here so value of x is given, which is e raised to u into cos of v, and value of y is given, e raised to u into sine of v. So if we take the partial derivative of x with respect to u, then when we take the partial derivative with respect to u, v is constant. That means this cos of v term is constant. Then derivative of e raised to u is e raised to u. So that means the derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. So that formula is applicable. Similarly, take the partial derivative of x with respect to v. When we take the partial derivative with respect to v, u is constant. So that means e raised to u is constant. Then derivative of cos of v. So the partial derivative of cos of v is minus time. This is a sine of v. So similarly, take the partial derivative of y with respect to u. When we take the partial derivative with respect to u, then this sine of v remains as it is. Then again derivative of e raised to u is e raised to u. So take the partial derivative of y with respect to v. When we take the derivative with respect to v, then u is constant. That means e raised to u is constant. Then again derivative of sine. So derivative of sine is cos. So that's why this is cos of v. So we find all this derivative, put all this value in this j, so which is Jacobian of xy with respect to uv. We get the value of determinant, which is e raised to u, then this is cos of v, then e raised to u into sine of v with minus sign, then again this is e raised to u into sine of v, then this is e raised to v into cos of v. Just simplify this determinant. So if we try to simplify this determinant, then we get this as, so take the product of these two terms. This is e raised to u, so this is e raised to u. E raised to u into e raised to u is, this is e raised to 2u, then this is cos v, so we get this as cos square of v. So this is minus, so then take the product of these two terms, which is again minus, so this minus and this minus become plus, then e raised to u is e raised to 2u, then this is sin v, that means this is sine square of v. So friends, we know that here cos square and sin square is there, and sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. We can write according to this formula as e raised to 2u common, then this is cos of u, sorry, this is cos of v, cos square of v, plus this is sin square of v. And we know that the value of sin square and cos square is 1. So according to this formula, we write this answer as e raised to 2u. So in this way we get the value of j. So for our simplicity purpose, we write this value here, so which is e raised to 2u. So here we get the value of Jacobian of xy with respect to uv. Similarly, find out the value of j dash, or find the value of Jacobian of uv with respect to xy. So let's first define that term, and then according to the definition, let's find the value. So here friends, j dash stand for Jacobian of uv with respect to xy, and is defined as, so this is Jacobian of u with respect to x, Jacobian of u with respect to y. Similarly, Jacobian of v with respect to x, Jacobian of v with respect to y. So our aim is to find out the partial derivative of u and v with respect to x and y. So here friends, the value of x is given, value of x is e raised to u into cos of v, and that of y is defined as e raised to u into sine of v. Now our aim is to find out the partial derivative of u and v with respect to x and y. That means first find out the value of u and v with the help of these two given value. So friends, to find the value of u, we know the term. So just now we apply cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So if we try to apply this formula, and if we try to find the value of u, then if we make the square of these two terms, then sin square and cos square v become 1. For this we have to make the square of both sides and take the addition of these two terms, so that we get the value of u. So if we make the square of this term, then this is x square is equal to e raised to 2u, then this is cos square of v. Similarly, this is y square is equal to e raised to 2u into sin square of v. If we take the addition of these two terms, then we get this as x square plus y square equal to, this is e raised to 2u, then cos square of v plus e raised to 2u into sin square of v. So if we take the term e raised to 2v common, then we get this as cos square v plus sin square of v. But we know that standard formula cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. According to this formula, we can write this as e raised to 2u. So here we get the value of x square plus y square is equal to e raised to 2v. For our simplicity purpose, we can write this as e raised to 2u is equal to x square plus y square. But here we get value of u in terms of exponential. To get the actual value of u, take the log of both sides, so that log and this exponential will get cancelled, and we get this as 2u is equal to log of x square plus y square. So this is simple, or we may write this as u is equal to 1 upon 2, then this is log of x square plus y square. So this is the simple way to get the value of u. Now friends, once again from the given equation, this x and y, try to find the value of v. So v is in cos of v and sin of v. That means try to cancel the term e raised to u. So once again, if we try to cancel this u term, then take the division y by x, so that this e raised to u term will get cancelled. So if we take the division, then this become e raised to u into sin of v. So this is the value of y upon the value of x. So this value of x is e raised to u into cos of v. So this e raised to u will get cancelled, and this become sin of v upon cos of v. So which is tan of v. So that means we get the value of v is equal to, this is tan inverse y by x. So this is the way to get the value of u and v. Now friends, for our simplicity purpose, I will write the value of u and v here. So value of u is 1 upon 2 log of x square plus y square. So we just write this value here, and the value of v is, this is tan inverse y by x. So again we require the value of this term. So this is x square plus y square is equal to e raised to 2u. So this is x square plus y square is equal to e raised to 2u. So for simplicity purpose, we are using this value. So we are using this value. So we will write here. So these are the values which is calculated from this term. So because of space problem, we will delete this, and once again we will take the partial derivative of u with respect to x and y. So here we get the value of u. So value of u is 1 upon 2 log of x square plus y square. Now take the partial derivative of u with respect to x. So this 1 upon 2 is constant. The derivative of log is this is 1 upon x square plus y square, but this is other than x. So derivative of x square plus y square with respect to x by keeping y as constant is 2x. So this 2 will get cancelled, and we get this answer as x upon x square plus y square. Similarly, find the partial derivative of u with respect to y. So if we take the derivative of u with respect to y, then this 1 upon 2 is constant. Derivative of log x is 1 upon x. So according to that formula, we can write this as 1 upon x square plus y square. But this is other than x, and we are taking partial derivative with respect to y. So derivative of x square plus y square with respect to y, keeping x as constant. So this value is 2y. So this 2 get cancelled, and we get this as y upon x square plus y square. So in this way, we get the partial derivative of u with respect to x and y. Similarly, find out the partial derivative of v with respect to x. So when we find the partial derivative of v with respect to x, then we know the formula for tan inverse. So this formula is 1 upon 1 plus this is y square upon x square. But this is other than x. So this is other than x. So derivative of 1 upon x, derivative of 1 upon x is minus, I will write here, minus 1 upon x square. And this y is constant. So this y is constant because we are taking partial derivative with respect to x. Derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. So once again, if we try to simplify this, then we get this as minus y upon x square divided by this is x square plus y square upon x square. So this x square and this x square will get cancelled, and we get this as minus y upon this is x square plus y square. So in this way we get the partial derivative of v with respect to x. Similarly, take the partial derivative of v with respect to y. So friends, when we take the partial derivative of v with respect to y, then we know the formula. So derivative of this tan inverse x by a. So this formula is a upon this is a square plus x square. So this formula is applicable for derivative. So if we apply this formula, then here we are taking partial derivative with respect to y. That means x is constant. That means this a is equal to x. So we can write this derivative as x upon this is x square plus y square. Or we may apply same concept, we will get same answer. Or we may directly apply this formula. So in this way, we get the partial derivative of u and v with respect to x and y. Now put all this value in this equation, then we get this equation as, so we get this equation as, so I will just write here. So this is partial derivative of u with respect to x is x upon, this is x square plus y square, then partial derivative of u with respect to y is, so this is y upon, this is x square plus y square, then again partial derivative of v with respect to x, so this v with respect to x is minus y upon, this is x square plus y square, and this is again x upon, this is x square plus y square. So in this way we can easily get the value of z dash. So let's try to simplify this term. So this is the value of z dash. So simplify this determinant. If we take the product of this determinant, so if we take the product of these two terms, x into x is x square upon, this is x square plus y square its square. So these are the two terms. So then this is minus, then this minus and this minus become plus, then y into y, we get this as y square upon x square plus y square its square. So here denominator is common, so we can write denominator common as x square plus y square its square denominator, then numerator is x square plus y square. 1 x square plus y square term will get cancelled, and we get this as 1 upon x square plus y square. So but friends, we know that x square plus y square is equal to e raised to 2u. Just now we have calculated. So according to this formula, we get this as 1 upon e raised to 2u. So because of this term. So since the value of x square plus y square is e raised to 2u. So here we get the value of z dash as 1 upon e raised to 2u, and the value of j is e raised to 2u. So from these two equations, so let's call this as equation A, and let's call this as equation B. From this equation A and B, from equation A and B, we get the value of j into z dash is equal to, so value of j is e raised to 2u into value of z dash is 1 upon e raised to 2u. So their product is 1. So now friends, let's take the next example. So next example is, so if x is equal to root of vw, then the value of y is root of this is wu, and that of z is root of this is u and v. Then question is show that j into z dash is 1. That means show that Jacobian of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w, and Jacobian of u, v, w with respect to x, y, z is 1. Now friends, here please try to understand that x, y and z are dependent variable, and here u, v and this w are independent variable. So here given question is in terms of 3 independent variable, so we will apply these concepts for 3 independent variable. So now here let's denote the value of j. So j stand for Jacobian of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w. So here this is the example with 3 independent variable. So now according to the definition of Jacobian, we can write, according to this definition, we can write this as partial derivative of x with respect to u, then partial derivative of x with respect to v, partial derivative of x with respect to w. Similarly, find out the partial derivative of y with respect to u, partial derivative of y with respect to v, partial derivative of y with respect to w. Again, this is partial derivative of z with respect to u, partial derivative of z with respect to v, partial derivative of z with respect to w. So here we take the partial derivative of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w. So here the value of x is given, value of x is vw, that of y is root of wu, and z is given as root of uv. Now friends, here if we try to find out the partial derivative of x with respect to u, when we take the partial derivative of x with respect to u, then v and w are constant. Here u is absent and v and w are constant. That means its partial derivative is 0. Similarly, take the partial derivative of x with respect to v. When we take the partial derivative with respect to v, that means u and w is constant. So this is of the type root of x, and we know that derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. So this is 1 upon 2 v w, but this is other than this is other than v. So derivative of vw with respect to v is w. So once again I will repeat. So we are taking partial derivative of x with respect to v. This is of the type root of v. So derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. So this is 1 upon 2 root of vw. But this is other than v. So derivative of vw with respect to v, keeping w as constant. So w is as it is. Derivative of v with respect to v is 1. So if we once again try to simplify this, then we get this as, so this is w raised to power is 1 in the numerator, and denominator power of w is 1/2. When we take this in the numerator, this become 1 minus 1/2. So this become w raised to 2 minus 1 upon 2. That means this is w raised to 1 by 2. So w raised to 1 by 2, that means we can write this as 1 upon 2 root of v root of w. So this w and this w. So sorry, this is in the numerator. So we can write this in the numerator. So root of w upon 2 times root of v. So this is in the power of this term is positive. That's why we write in the numerator. So this is the partial derivative of x with respect to v. Similarly, partial derivative of x with respect to w. So this is again a root of x type. Derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. That means 1 upon 2 root of vw. This is other than w. So derivative of vw with respect to w, v is constant. Derivative of w with respect to w is 1. So again here w upon root of w. So same concept is applicable. Then we can write this as root of v upon 2 root of w. So this is all about partial derivative of x with respect to u, v and w. Now once again take the partial derivative of y with respect to u. Then again derivative of root x, which is 1 upon 2 root x, which is 1 upon 2 root of wu. This is other than u. So derivative is w. Derivative of wu with respect to u is w. Partial derivative. W is constant. Derivative of u with respect to u is 1. So derivative of partial derivative of y with respect to v. So this term is 0 because v is absent and this u and w is constant. So similarly, take the partial derivative of y with respect to w. So if we take the partial derivative with respect to w, then we can write this as 1 upon 2 root of wu, but this is other than this is u. Moreover, we can simplify this, so we get this as root of u upon 2 root of w. So we apply the same concept here. So similarly, we can write this as root of w upon 2 root of u. So for this term also. So because all terms is in the same form. That's why we convert this term. Now once again try to simplify this term. So take the partial derivative of z with respect to u. If we take the derivative of z with respect to u, then this is 1 upon 2 root of uv, but this is other than u. Derivative of uv with respect to u is 1, v is constant. Then once again if we simplify this, then we get this as v upon 2 root of u. So take the partial derivative of z with respect to v. So this is 1 upon 2 root of uv, then this is u. So once again if we simplify this, then we get this as root of u upon 2 root of v. Then take the partial derivative of z with respect to w, then derivative of z with respect to w is 0 because w term is absent. Now friends, after getting all these partial derivative of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w, put all this value in this equation. So simplify this, then we get this derivative. Derivative of u with respect to x is, this is 0, then this term is root of w upon 2 root of v, and then this term is root of v divided by 2 root of w. So this is the first row. Now second row is this is root of w upon 2 root of u, then this term is 0, then this term is again root of u divided by 2 root of w, then again this derivative is, just simplify this, so this is root of v divided by 2 root of u, then this term is root of u upon 2 root of v, and this term is 0. So in this way we get the value of this determinant. Now friends, our next step is to simplify this determinant. So let's try to simplify this determinant by our traditional method. So we can write this as 0. So this 0 into something is 0, so we can write this as 0. This 0 into 0 is 0, so whatever term may be there, so because of this 0 into something is 0, so this term becomes 0. Minus this is omega upon 2 root of v, so this term, then again this term is 0, then minus this is root of u root of v divided by 4 times root of u root of w. So this is the first term. Then again this is plus root of v upon 2 root of w. So this term, then take the product of these two terms, so that we get this as root of w root of u divided by, this is 4 times root of u root of v, then this term is 0. So this term is 0. So in this way we can easily solve this. So we can write this answer as 0. Then this is minus become plus. This is w upon 2 root of v. This is minus plus w. Then again into, we get this as, so this u will get cancelled. So this is v upon 4 root of w. Then again plus, so plus this term will get, then this is again root of v upon 2 root of w. So actually here w is there, so this term is root of w. So this is minus, so this is root of w. So then this is again, after taking this is v upon this term, so this is root of w root of u upon 4 times root of u root of v. So root of u will get cancelled, so then this v will get cancelled, this w will get cancelled, so then this w, this v will get cancelled. So this is 1 upon 8 plus 1 upon 8, so this is 8 is common, so 2 upon 8, so this is 1 upon 4. So in this way we get the value of Jacobian, which is 1 upon 4. So for our simplicity, we will write here that value of j is 1 by 4. Now friends, let's find out the value of z dash. So this z dash stands for Jacobian of UVW with respect to x, y and z. So friends, let's define z dash. Z dash stands for Jacobian of UVW with respect to, this is x, y, z, and it is defined as, so partial derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative of u with respect to y, partial derivative of u with respect to z. Similarly, partial derivative of v with respect to x, partial derivative of v with respect to y, partial derivative of v with respect to z. Then partial derivative of w with respect to x, partial derivative of w with respect to y, partial derivative of w with respect to z. So this is the definition of z dash, partial derivative of u v w with respect to x, y and z. Now to find out this determinant, so here the value of x is given as a root of vw, that of y is given as a root of wu, and z is given as a root of uv. Now friends, to find out the value of UVW, so here everywhere a root is available. First remove the root term, so we can write this as x square is equal to VW, then y square is equal to WU, and z square is equal to UV. Now friends, if we observe this right hand side of this three term, then to calculate the value of u, so u is present in this second and third equation. So here if we take the product of these two terms, then we get this as u into u square into this is wv. So after taking the product, and here wv is available, so if we divide by wv, then these two terms will get cancelled and we get the value of u square. That means take the product of these two terms and divide by x square. So we can write this as y square z square divided by x square. So this u and v will get v and w will get cancelled and we get the value of u. So if we take the product of these two terms, then we get this as w into v, u into u is u square. So we can write this as u square vw divided by this is vw. So these two terms will get cancelled and we get the value of u. So value of u, so u square is equal to y square z square upon x. That means we get the value of u as yz upon x. So in this way we get the value of u. So for our simplicity purpose, I will write here u is equal to yz upon x. So similarly, find the value of v. V is available in the first and last term. If we make the square of this term, then we get this as v into v square. Then remaining term is u into w, and u into w is here. So we can take the product of x square and z square, and if we divide by y square, then this become x square is v into v is v square. So we can write this as v square. Then uw divided by this is uw. So these two terms will get cancelled and we get this as v square is equal to x square z square upon y square. That means we get the value of v as xz upon y. So for our simplicity purpose, I will write here v is equal to xz upon y. Now friends, once again find the value of w. So w is available in these two terms. If we make the square and divide by this term, then we get this as x square y square upon z square is equal to. So this x square y square, if we take the square of these two terms, that means this is w into w is w square uv divided by z square means uv. These two terms will get cancelled and we get the value of w square is equal to x square y square upon z square. That means w is, so value of w is xy upon z. So for our simplicity purpose, I will write here w is equal to this is xy by z. So through this calculation, we convert the variable x, y, z in terms of u, v and w, so that we can easily get the value of this determinant. Now friends, Now friends, to evaluate this determinant, we require the value of partial derivative of u with respect to x, y and z. So here u is given by y, z upon x. Now take the partial derivative of u with respect to x. So x is in the denominator, so this y and z is constant. So derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. So this is minus 1 upon x square. Similarly, take the derivative of u with respect to y. When we take the derivative of given function with respect to y, that means x and z is constant, derivative of y with respect to y is 1. So take the derivative of u with respect to z. When we take the partial derivative with respect to z, then this y and x is constant, then derivative of z with respect to z is 1. Similarly, here the value of v is given by xz upon y. Take the partial derivative of v with respect to x. So here y upon z is y, z and y is constant, derivative of x with respect to x is 1. So take the partial derivative of v with respect to y. So this x and z is constant, then derivative of 1 upon y is minus 1 upon y square. Similarly, partial derivative of v with respect to z is, so this is x and y is constant, derivative of z with respect to z is 1. So here the value of w is xy upon z. Now take the partial derivative of w with respect to x, then y upon z is constant, derivative of x with respect to x is 1. So partial derivative of w with respect to y, so then this is x upon z, derivative partial derivative of y with respect to y is 1. So now partial derivative of w with respect to z, so this is xy, and derivative of 1 upon z is minus 1 upon z square. So in this way we get all the derivative. Now put this derivative in this determinant. Now we get the value of this determinant as, so this is partial derivative of u with respect to x. Partial derivative of u with respect to x is minus yz upon x square. So this is the first derivative. Then this is z upon x, and this is y by x. So in this way we get the partial derivative of this first term. So this is over. Then next is this is z upon y. Partial derivative of v with respect to x is z upon y. So this term is over. Then partial derivative of v with respect to y is minus xz upon y square, and this is again x by y. Partial derivative of v with respect to z. So now once again put the value of third row, partial derivative of w with respect to x, which is y by z. So this is y by z. Then w with respect to y, this is x by z, and this is minus xy upon z square. Now just evaluate this determinant. So if we try to evaluate this determinant, so this is minus yz upon x square. So then in bracket. So take the product of these two terms. So this is minus minus become plus, x into x is x square yz. So this is x square yz upon, this is y square z square minus. So take the product of these two terms. So this is x into x is x square upon y z. So similarly we can write this as minus z upon x. So this is minus z upon x. So take the product of these two terms. So this is minus. So this is xyz divided by y z square. So take the product of these two terms. This is minus xyz upon y z square minus. So this is again xy. This is xy upon y z plus. So this is y upon x. This is y upon x. Then product of these two terms, xz divided by, this is yz. So this is xz upon yz minus. So product of these two terms. So this minus minus is plus x yz. So this is xyz divided by y square z. So if we try to simplify this term, then here, now friends, friends, if we try to simplify this, then this y z get cancelled. So remaining term is here x square upon yz. Again minus this is x square upon yz. So this term and this term will get cancelled. So finally we get the answer of this term as 0. So 0 into something is 0. Then this is minus z upon x. So then here friends, this y and this y will get cancelled. This get cancelled and this become minus x upon this is z minus this y will get cancelled. This is again x upon z plus this is y upon x. Then in bracket we get this as this z will get cancelled. This is x upon y. Then again this 1y will get cancelled. This z will get cancelled. This is x upon y. So addition is there. So if we try to simplify this, then we get this as minus. This is z upon x. In bracket we get this as minus 2x by z. If we take this common, so this is minus 2x upon z. So this z will get cancelled, this will get cancelled, and this term is plus 2. Then again this is plus y by z. This is y by x. Then this x, that means this is 2x upon y. So this x and this y will get cancelled. So then this is again this is minus minus plus and this is plus 2. So this answer is 4. So here we get the value of z dash is 4. So we will write the value of z dash as 4. So therefore from these two equations we can easily mention that so value of z into z dash is 1 by 4 into 4 is equal to 1. Now friends, for your practice purpose, here 3 examples are given. So first example is x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta. Then show that z into z dash is 1. Next example is u is equal to x square and v is equal to y square. Again show that Jacobian of ub with respect to xy and Jacobian of xy with respect to v is 1. So now third example is u is equal to xy and v is x plus y. Then show that z into z dash is 1. So solve these 3 examples as a practice for you. Friends, I hope you people like this lecture. So thanks to one and all for watching this video. So thank you.